Hello and welcome to another episode here on my channel. My name is ChaosMole and today we want to talk about the Lost Ark item shop here in the West. The beta of Lost Ark has been going on for quite some time and we finally had some time to look into the Lost Ark item shop. So the biggest question everyone is asking, is this pay to win? And the answer is no. No, it's not. Per definition, it's not pay to win. I know we have a problem in the recent months and years that people are using the definition of pay to win for basically everything which you can buy in an item shop, but for the real definition that you are getting an edge over your opponent by buying items in the item shop, no. Especially because the PvP is standardized in Lost Ark and there's no way that you can get an edge. Like, everyone gets the same items, everyone gets the same stats, everyone gets the same level, and that's that. So no, it's not pay to win. Is it pay to progress though? Yes. Yes, it is. And it is on the same level, I would say, as it is for Warframe. But there is a big difference here, and we have to talk about that in just a minute. I actually first thought about going through all those things one by one and talk about the things you can buy here, but frankly speaking, there's not really anything which will interfere with the end game. Yes, sure, the pets, people love to point out the pets because the pets are giving you stats. As you can see here, my Phoenix is giving me 3% damage reduction and 4% endurance, which is about 1% of my stats. Like, you can see it right here, right? I have my stats out, and right now, thanks to my bird, I have a physical damage reduction of 32.68%. If I dismiss it, it's 30%. Believe me when I tell you, in PvE, especially in endgame, this does not matter. Like, yes, you can buy it, and thankfully in the Western version you just have to do it once, even though in the beta says you have to do it every month. They have already announced this will be a one-time thing, but I will be honest, I wouldn't pay money for this. I wouldn't spend any crystals on this, because the percentage will not save you, and in PvP they are not activated because your pet is not there, right? So people are going haywire over those stats, and it's like, but why? Have you ever played the endgame of Lost Ark? Like, you will not survive any of the raid bosses, any of the endgame content, because you had your pet out. It makes no difference. Sure, the pet functions, again, it's nice to have if you want to, like, get to your storage on the go, but most of the stuff you were doing is remote anyways, so you have like a lot of dungeons you were going in. Yes, sure, there are like open world bosses and whatnot and open world things to do, but you are very often in a city. So all of this, I have never utilized this ever. Like, there was always a city nearby where I could do all of this. So this is really just for people who have like a lot of money and who want to spend it anyways. The same goes with the rest here, like the crystalline aura, like all the stats you are getting here is whatever. Like, seriously, I would not buy this. I would not spend any crystals on this because it's not worth it. The same goes with the Fions. You are getting hundreds of those, and also you're getting quests where you can just get hundreds of those on a daily basis, so you don't really need those. Then we have the Una's task, which are basically 3 dailies. You can do 3 Una's tasks per day, and they take you in total about 20 minutes. Yeah, about 20 minutes. And to be honest, 20 minutes, that's nothing. Like, seriously, if 20 minutes is too much for you, then you didn't want to play anyways today, and then whatever. Like, the Una's task will not make the huge difference. And you can only also, that's very important, you can only finish up Una's tasks, which you have already done in the past. So I never used those in the Eastern version of the game. Phoenix Plums. Ooh, the fake item, as I call it. The item which makes you believe that you can actually buy power in the item shop, but it tricks you. Well, it's a trick item, not really a fake item, it's a trick item. Because in the leveling phase, you can use the Phoenix Plums, right? But in the end game, and most of the activities there, when you die, you're dead. You have to wait till the fight is over or till it resets. You cannot use a Phoenix Plum. So when you have hundreds of those, it doesn't really help you. Yeah. As one of those items, new players who have never seen the end game think, oh my god, this gives me an edge about the people who don't pay money and who don't buy them, because I can just revive myself over and over again, even if I screw up. That's amazing. And the reality is, you can't. Like, you cannot use the Phoenix Plums later on. So, yeah, there are a lot of items here which make it look like as if you could buy something which would help you in PvE, but in the big picture it doesn't really do much. Which brings us to the actual thing I want to talk about today. And that is this. Mari's Secret Store. Mari's Secret Store is basically where you can buy endgame ingredients you need to upgrade your equipment. So when you are starting to reach level 50, you can start to hone your equipment. And there's right here, I will just show you this super quickly. Like, you can see that my my harness here is already level 2 and gets those extra defenses, and I can hone this 20 times. And as you can also see, I need items for this. Where do you get those items? Well, by just doing Chaos Dungeons. Like, the Chaos Dungeons will also unlock at 50, and you can just run them, right? And so when you are looking at the store, it's like, oh yeah, so I can just skip the Chaos Dungeons and buy the items I need for my gear, right? So I don't have to farm this. Yeah, but you can do the same thing in Warframe. You can basically skip all the farming and just buy the things you want. But then is the question, do you want to play the game? Like, yeah, there is some farming here, but you are getting tons of stuff when it comes to the Chaos Dungeons. Like, I have been in the Chaos Dungeons twice now. And look how many of those I got. And I've already upgraded my equipment. And I found tons of equipment I can just destroy. I can just dismantle. And then I get even more of the resources out I need. And the really great thing about all of this is they made some changes in the Western release. So first things first, it seems like that the Aura of Resonance is not needed anymore. Like, you can still just go into the next level even though you don't have an Aura of Resonance, which means, and this got also confirmed by people who are already much deeper into the Chaos Dungeons, Aura of Resonance is deactivated. You can go into the Chaos Dungeons as much as you want. And that is so important, because before there was a thing, this basically gave you two options. In the Eastern version, you could make a second character and run Chaos Dungeons for them, or a third character and a fourth character, because you could only do them like 3 times a day, right? And that was limiting you and pushing you to the item store, and was pushing you to the Mari's Secret Store. Also, very important, another thing they basically did, you just saw that it destroyed some items and got ingredients out of those items because it didn't need those. Those ingredients would decline. Like, you would get less and less out of the items, and then at some point it wouldn't be worth it anymore, and you couldn't just, like, it would become too expensive and it wouldn't really do anything anymore. And they also removed that. It seems like you are just getting now all the resources at 100% wherever you get them to hone your equipment. They don't artificially limit you anymore to gain those resources. And with that, this looks problematic, but in reality, it doesn't really help you. Because sure, you can upgrade your equipment. Keep in mind, your equipment doesn't do anything in PvP. And for the raids, well, cool that you can just skip a raid level and go into the next one. But let me tell you something. As somebody who has seen the higher raid tiers in action in the Eastern version of the game, raiding in Lost Ark is hard. I have done a lot of hardcore raiding in MMOs. I did server first in World of Warcraft. I did some good raiding in Final Fantasy XIV. Like, I have seen raid content. And this game is not giving you a lot of rooms for mistakes. And your top-notch equipment will not save you. Not even a bit. So what does it matter when somebody is spending like tons of money on the store to buy those things, even though you were getting them just till you scream stop in a chaos dungeon? Like, you're getting so many of them. And then you can do the raids. Cool. But after like 2 or 3 rounds, people would just kick you out of the raid. Because you're screwing up all the time. Because you're not prepared for the mechanics. You're not prepared for the things which are happening there. Your equipment will not save you. So, I will be honest, like, they should remove Mary's Secret Store. They should remove this. Why? Not because it really gives people an advantage. It's just, yeah, you can like, just get items or buy items with crystals you would just get for free for doing a chaos dungeon. Like, you were getting so many of those. And the point is, because you don't really have that artificial limitation anymore, nothing stops you for just farming those things for an hour a day and get tens of thousands of those crystals. Like, I will be brutally honest, if you were spending money on the secret store, why are you even playing the game? Like, it doesn't do anything, and apparently you have too much money in real life. Like, it doesn't help you. And again, it doesn't do anything in PvP, because everything is standardized. And in PvE, like, if you win a raid, and people figure out that you just don't have the skill and all the stuff you have on you you just bought, they kick you out. So, to bring this to a conclusion, yes, they should rework the item shop. They should remove things like the secret store, or they should remove things like the Phoenix Plum. Not because they're really giving you an advantage, but people believe they will give you an advantage. And then the reality hits, and it's not the case. So, in my opinion, I should just remove it. Simple as that. Because it doesn't help. And it makes it look like that this game is selling you like tons of advantages. But then again, it's like Warframe, right? Like, yeah, sure, you get an advantage in PvE that you don't have to play the game. And that's the moment where you ask yourself, do I want that? Like, I'm playing this game to have fun. Why would I pay money to not play the game? Right? But in the end, that's on you. You have to decide what you want, what's okay for you. For me, this is totally fine. This is actually much better than what we had in the Eastern version of the game, and I'm pretty happy with this. So I don't mind it at all. But again, that's up to you. And to make it very clear, this is just a beta store, and I would definitely keep an eye out for Amazon to not screw this up, to not turn around at the release and give us a store which is just outrageous, right? Like I'm not here kissing Amazon's feet and be like, oh yeah, Amazon Games, yeah, savior of Lost Ark. Like, no. When I get the feeling that they're getting greedy, then I would definitely call them out on that. But right now, knowing the game and how it works, I just don't see it. That's that. But of course, if things change, I will keep you posted. And thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate if you would leave a like on your way out. It will help me out greatly. And well, if you didn't like this video, well, there's a dislike button right next to it. And if you're new to the channel, you want to see more Lost Ark videos, gaming news, reaction videos, tips and tricks for new games, I do all this here on the channel, and I would appreciate if you leave a subscription. Plus, don't forget to click on the bell icon, because if you don't do that, you will never get informed ever again that I basically uploaded a video that would be, well, not very good. So I would definitely appreciate the support. And if you ever want to catch me live, you can do so from Monday to Friday at 9 AM ET, which is 2 PM UK time and 3 PM Central European time, over at trovo.live/ChaosMole. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I see you next time. Stay safe.